IL, we're going to be working with variables on both sides of an equation sign. What that means is we have a variable on both sides of the equal sign. For example, 5x plus 2 equals 2x plus 14. Now, as you can see here, there's a variable on this side and a variable on this side. So we have to work on actually combining those two variables. So if you think about back to when we have something simpler, like 4x minus 2 equals 10, if I want to take this negative 2 and combine it with this 10, I have to take the opposite of the negative 2. Opposite of negative 2 is positive 2, and I put it on both sides. I get 4x equals 12. Happily divide by 4 on both sides. X equals 3. Well, we're going to do the same idea over here. We're going to subtract, or we're going to do the opposite of one of the variables to bring it over to the other side. Now, it doesn't matter which one you move. I have a preference of trying to keep my variables positive, but again, it doesn't matter as long as you keep and watch your signs. So, I'm going to start by subtracting 2x from both sides of the equal sign. If you want, you can draw a little line down the equal sign so you can make sure you keep everything nice and organized. My 2 x's cancel out. 5x minus 2x is 3x plus 2 equals 14. And now I have a nice, simple two-step equation. Subtract 2 on both sides. I have 3x, this cancels out, equals 12. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 4. Once again, we're going to check our work. Just kind of move that off to the side. And my check is going to go back to the original equation. This is what I'm working with when I plug my number in. 5 times 4 plus 2 equals 2 times 4 plus 14. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 equals 8. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 14. 2 plus 20 is 22. 8 plus 14 is 22. So yes, my work is correct. Let's try another problem. Let's look at 7k plus 2 equals 4k minus 10. Again, I'm going to draw a line down the equal sign. You don't have to do it, but it can sometimes help keep us organized. Again, I like to work with positive variables, so I'm going to subtract 4k from both sides. 4k's cancel on one side. 7k minus 4k is 3k plus 2 equals negative 10. Don't forget that negative. Subtract 2 from both sides. I get 3k equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 3, and k equals negative 4. Again, I'm going to check my work. I'm going to make this pen just a little bit thinner. Let's try that now. And we are end our check. Oops. Yeah, that's a little better. Our check is 7 times negative 4 plus 2 equals 4 times negative 4 minus 10. 7 times negative 4 is negative 28 plus 2 equals negative 16 minus 10. Negative 28 plus 2 is negative 26 equals negative 16 minus 10 is negative 26. And once again, our check works. Yes, when you do these, and if you see when you get to your check that one of these is negative and the other one is positive, you flipped your sign somewhere back over in your original equation. So if your check doesn't work, check your original work. Okay, now how about one for you to try at home? Let's try 3x plus 4 equals 5x minus 10. Okay, go ahead, try this one on your own. If you want to have copied down all these problems already in your notebook, that's fine. In a moment, something will pop up for you to put in your answer on what you think x equals. Okay, let's look at something else now. Again, with variables on both sides, we're going to step it up a notch. Let's do 2 times 5x minus 1 equals 3 times x plus 11. Okay, what's different here is the distributive property. I can't do anything. Oops, whoa, that's very thick. I don't like that. Let's change that to a little thinner. Here I have the distributive property. The distributive property is like the king. It must always be done first. You can't start moving variables to other sides, adding or subtracting, until you work with your distributive property. So, I'm going to distribute my 2 and my 3. Remember, keep things equal and on their own side. So again, if you want to draw the line down the center, go for it. 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Equals 3 times x is 3x. 3 times positive 11 is 33. Now, if it's easier for you, work on one side at a time. Now, again, I like working with positive variables. You know what? I'm going to do a negative variable this time. Minus 10x minus 10x. The 10's cancel out. I have a negative 2 equals negative 7x plus 33. Now, because my variable's on this side, I have to subtract 33 from both sides. These cancel out. I have negative 7x equals negative 35. Oops, that doesn't look very even. Let me fix that up for you guys. Negative 7x. Divide both sides by negative 7. And x equals positive 5. Because a negative divided by negative is a positive. Let's go ahead and check that that's correct. Again, I'm going back to my original equation. That's the key for our checks. Original equation. 2 times 5 times 5 minus 1 equals 3 times 5 plus 11. Now with my checks, I follow order of operations. PEMDAS, where I work inside my parentheses before I do anything else. So I have 2 times 5 is 25 minus 1 equals 3 times 5 plus 11 is 16. 2 times 25 minus 1 is 24 equals 3 times 16, which is 48. 2 times 24 is 48 equals 48, and we got ourselves a winner. Do one more with you. Again, you want to copy down in your notebook, you can. We're going to do 4 times 2y plus 1 equals 2 times y minus 13. Now, I know you're probably asking, can I have a variable outside for distributing? You can. We're going to get to that a little later. It has to do with what's called quadratic equations. And let's make sure we got these before we go on. Again, we're going to start with our distributing. I'll make my line for you guys. 4 times 2y is 8y. 4 times positive 1 is positive 4. Equals 2 times y is 2y. 2 times negative 13 is negative 26. I'm going to subtract 2y from both sides. I have positive 6y. I was excited because I did the negative variable before. Equals negative 26 minus 4 minus 4. 6y equals negative 30. Divide both sides by 6. And y equals 5. Let's go ahead, do our check. Again, back to my original equation. 2 times 5 plus 1 equals 2 times 5 minus 13. Oops, I don't know if anyone caught that. This is supposed to be a negative 5. Because a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Would have really messed up my work. Okay, 4 times 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Plus 1 equals 2 times negative 5 minus 13 is negative 18. 4 times negative 10 plus 1 is 9 equals 2 times negative 18. And I have 30, oops, this is negative. I have negative 36 equals negative 36. Which is a correct work, because my check works out. We're going to find out what happens when the check doesn't work out in a few days. But for now, let's give you one to try on your own. 7 times 4 minus a equals 3 times a minus 4. Okay, ladies, good luck. Again, something's going to pop up in a few moments for you to type your answer in. And have a great night. See you tomorrow.